This is the painting that you see when you enter the show. The title is Interior with Window 3. And as you can see, you have a window which appears to have been taken off of the wall and laid down on the floor. There's light coming out from the center of the window to illuminate this deep space, which appears to be the interior of a home. In order to counterbalance all of this busy activity down here, I have this large ceiling space, which is sort of a place for your eyes to rest. I think if people begin to interpret a picture like this, the first thing they might ask themselves is, what is the meaning of a window that's laying on the floor? I would say that in the history of painting, windows have always been a metaphor for a variety of things, and also just an excuse to make pictures. The relationship between a blank canvas and a window in some ways is quite obvious, because they're both things that you look at or through. Both have to do with light in some way. And light windows also have lots of metaphorical interpretations, ranging from religious ones to, I guess, non-religious ones. So, with that in mind, light emerging from below into a sort of bourgeois interior, I believe is a sort of rich with interpretation. Painting I've made called Stir. As you can see, it's a woman who appears to be stirring something like a salad or something else that she'll be working on, maybe in the kitchen. For me, the thing that was important in a painting like this is to have objects function as light sources. And so in this painting you have the table and this bowl functioning as a sort of light source in which the light moves from below up across the figure and into the darker corner. And in order to allow the paint which describes the light in order to all have that move through the painting and through the figure in a sort of transcendent way, I paint the picture not according to the forms in the picture, but according to the movement. So you can see these sort of stripes which run right through the figure. This is the way that I create a kind of overall movement in the picture which corresponds to the light and less with the figure. This is different than traditional painting, in which the light traditionally describes the form as opposed to the movement of the light. This painting is the smallest painting in the show. It's entitled Illuminated Room. And what you see here is a figure sitting on a bed or a couch in a small room. And she's sort of framed by two large windows or mirrors. It's sometimes a bit hard to tell. And the light seems to be rushing in from every angle and refracting and bouncing around. And she is sort of a dark figure in the center of all of this illumination. The goal of these paintings is to create a moment in the same way that a photograph creates a particular moment, as if the light is just stopped and is sort of frozen there. And this figure, this protagonist, is sort of the victim or the thing that's stuck in the middle of all of this light. And the way in which these paintings are made, it's very fast. I'll make about 6 of them in a row and become better and better and better at them as I progress. Usually the third one is the best one. Because once I get to 4, 5, and 6, I become too good and the pictures become too organized and too engineered and too controlled. So usually it's somewhere in the middle that these paintings have the right balance of control and spontaneity, intention and chaos. This is the first video piece that you'll see in the show. The title is Standard Triangulation. And what you will see when you're standing here is a small woman standing as if she's on a stage, like perhaps at a jazz concert, perhaps some sort of event. In her hand is a very, very small violin. At some moments, she hears off in the distance guitar music, which she seems to become very comfortable with and begins to sing along jazz standards. It's very beautiful, it's very elegant. She has a kind of performer's presence. And at other moments, she is rather rudely interrupted by some obnoxious, bizarre sounds coming from another direction, and she's forced to stop and pay attention to whatever is disrupting her. And so I'll return to the title, Standard Triangulation. Standards in jazz are just the songs that everybody sings in jazz clubs. Triangulation is a term which is used in many different fields, but in psychology, it's a term that describes relationships among three different people. So in this case, you have the guitar player, the jazz singer, and something else. And the protagonist, the jazz singer, is forced to triangulate the relationship in order to navigate this situation. And when I made this piece, I gave her simple instructions: go on stage, perform, and do not leave for 20 minutes. And needless to say, this was a one-time event, contingent upon the element of surprise. And I was very happy that she was willing to stay on stage and participate, because I think for her, this was quite a stressful event.